So welcome to the March meeting of MAW, the Mycological Association of Washington. I am Elizabeth Hargrave. I'm the president of MAW. And I'm going to do a little intro, some club news and upcoming save the date stuff, and also some fungi in the news from different articles people have sent me or things I've seen. Amy Robleski, one of our grant recipients, is going to talk a little bit about a survey that she's doing that she would like everybody's help with. Mitch is going to do the ID table tonight, and then our main event is Noah Siegel, who's going to talk about evolution oddities in the fungal world. So a few dates coming up. We've got a couple talks on this list that are through a group called the Northeast Consortium, which is a bunch of mushroom clubs that have gotten together and sort of share speakers. They have one coming up on March 16th, which is also a person who is in my Fungi in the News section, about sort of questioning the concept of the Wood Wide Web. So I'm very curious about that one. There'll be a Cortinarius one at the end of the month. And then March 26th, we have another scheduled DNA lab day. It's moved to Mount Rainier Nature Center, which is where Serenella Linares is working now. There's more information on all of these up on our website. So you can look for more info on what that entails. And then our next monthly meeting will be the first Tuesday in April, April 4th. And just a note that most of our Zoom meetings get recorded and are up on our MAW YouTube channel, which is up to 960 something subscribers, I believe. So go check that out. And if you subscribe to things on YouTube, go subscribe to MAW, and you'll get pinged when the videos get uploaded. Sometimes it takes us a couple weeks, and I think the January ones aren't up yet, but we will get to them. We do have the recordings, I believe. So thanks for your patience on that. But February is up if you missed the February meeting. We had a great mushroom dinner at Spacey Cloud a little while back. So kudos to April for organizing that. 30 people came out, and it sounds like it was a great event. Stay tuned for the next culinary event on May 13th at 1 p.m. Keep an eye on your email to sign up for that one when it comes out. This event filled up almost immediately, so we know there's a lot of demand in the club for stuff like this, and we're working on organizing other ones. Just as a fun note in the corner here, one of the other culinary events last year was that they brewed some beer with mushrooms in it, and we're able to taste some of that. So fun stuff. Some longer term save the dates for weekend forays in the summer and fall. The West Virginia foray out in Blackwater Falls is always fantastic. That time of year out there is just really rich with mushrooms. NAMA, the North American Mycological Association's in North Carolina this year, so that's sort of within reach, but nestled right in between my two favorite more local ones. So I'm not sure if we'll make it to all three. And then Labor Day is our big MAW weekend foray up in Jennerstown, Pennsylvania at a camp called Sequinoda.
Opens in June.
Oh, and registration is not open yet. We've gotten a couple questions wondering if people can register yet. Matt saying he'll probably open up the registration for that in June. And we should have plenty of space. That one didn't fill up super fast, but do save the date. And then there's a couple here a little further afield. The Northeast Mycological Federation, I know Tom McCoy has gone up to that, and other club members have. And then there's one up in Pennsylvania at the end of September as well. Tom McCoy also recommended that I point people toward the Eagle Hill Institute, which is all the way up in Maine. But he has really enjoyed some of the mushroom classes that they run up there. And they do have many on their schedule. It's a pretty impressive array of topics. All right, in the news. This is the article that I was referring to, or an article about the article I was referring to, by, I believe it's Justine Karst, sort of calling into question some of the work that Suzanne Simard and others have done, and questioning whether they have really explored all possible explanations for how nutrients are flowing around, and could it be going through the soil instead of mushrooms, and are we overstating the level of cooperation and sort of positive interactions between organisms. So she got written up in the Post, and I believe the New York Times as well ran an article about this piece that she wrote, sort of being concerned that folks are overstepping the case for what's going on. And then they sort of quote Suzanne Simard basically saying, you know, if you've got the time and money to do more thorough research on this, go ahead. And but all of the stuff that they've been doing sort of points in the same direction. So a little drama in the mycological world. I guess we'll stay tuned for the research that comes out over the coming years to see where things land. The work that's been done by Suzanne Simard is pretty recent, so it's you know, things can evolve in our understanding for sure. Ray LaSala sent me this article that got a hit in CNN about how some materials scientists are very interested in Fomes fomentarius, tinder polypore, for its physical structure, because it is lightweight but very strong. So looking at that for a possible model for how you could build synthetic materials that would have those same properties. I read this abstract and my eyes sort of glazed over, but if anyone's interested in material science, the article goes into a lot of detail about all of that. Tom sent in this article that there's a new a new class of antifungals, like compounds, that have been named after Keanu Reeves. They're called Keanumycins, because he too is extremely deadly in his roles, they said in their press release. So these are compounds that were isolated from bacteria, and the scientists tested them against some crop diseases that are fungal, and also against Candida, which is a common human pathogen. And they think that it's a promising new class of drugs, possibly in drugs and fungicide for crops. Have not done real clinical trials, but have sort of tested it in the lab against human cells, and think that it might possibly be safe for humans. So that'll probably be in development in the coming years. There have been a fair number of news stories about people are concerned that we don't have good antifungal defenses as things develop resistance to our existing drugs. So I think that's why this got, in addition to the flashy name, I think this got some people's attention just because they're excited that there might be a new class of antifungals. There's also a new species of psilocybin that got named after Paul Stamets, that ended up in the news, from Cloud Forest Reserve in Ecuador. It's been found there twice, and the group that found it just recently in 2022 wrote it up and named the species. And the little article that got written up about it noted that Paul Stamets himself has named 2 species of psilocybin, one of which he named after Andrew Weil. So what comes around goes around, I guess. And then Rick Chapman sent in this beautiful photo from a Nikon photo competition. That's a slime mold, so honorary participation in the Mushroom Club. But I just thought this was stunning, and definitely saw why he wanted to share it with everybody. So on that beautiful note, I will stop sharing my screen and hand things over to Amy to talk about the survey she's working on.